all the odds. And we won't spend a ton of time. Like, TJ, what I want to do here is, and this is going in the bracket. All right, left side and down, right side and down. All right. What I want to do is just kind of quickly jump each regional. All right. Tell me who you like to win. All right. Regardless of the juice, just who you like to win. And then if there is a team that could be dangerous. So, first one, Vanderbilt, 1 seed minus 200. See Louisville, ETSU, Wright State. Thoughts here?
Yeah, I think Vanderbilt has that one. I think Louisville comes in pretty hot team right now, but I think Vanderbilt, big lean there. And then I really like Southern Miss. I know that you guys touched on it. Miami might be a little sleeper there in that pool, but I really like Southern Miss to take that one. And then Florida State. A lot of people like Florida State and they're on it, but I really, really like Mississippi State. I don't actually think that they win this, but I think they give the whole region a run for their money there. So I haven't picked too much in that region. And then Oregon State, I have winning that. TCU, I do agree with what you and Greg were talking about yesterday, that they're going to have a hard time, but they could be a sleeper there. And then I was watching that show back this morning when I was putting some plays in. So I did want to run a couple that I put in by you guys. So I put in Vanderbilt, Oregon State, and Texas to win at plus 373. Really like those three teams. And then I also put a 5 leg where I went Vanderbilt. This is a little dreamy. I know 5 legs is a lot. I went Vanderbilt, Oregon State, Texas, and Auburn. Yeah, we're reaching for that one, reaching for the stars there. I know with parlays, but I really like the information that you and Greg were talking about yesterday. So I listened back to it and tried to put in some picks this morning that I like before the numbers start changing, because the crew's going to, cook the books.
Yeah, we've already seen some of them start getting taken down.
Yeah,
Japan, Hattiesburg. Yeah, right. Japan, Hattiesburg, I'm an hour away. Hey, boots on the ground. There we go, baby. All right. I like Vanderbilt to win. Watch out for Louisville. ETSU, there's going to be a lot of runs in this one. A lot of runs. But I like Vanderbilt to win it.
Yeah. And I don't disagree with B Mills. Florida or Oregon State's in for it. They are a team that disappoints everybody. I just think they got a really good regional here. Like, I think they lucked out just getting TCU, and St. Mary's has been struggling. So I think that they are lined up to win this one and maybe not let us down. But then again, I'm not knocking on wood because Leo's going to bark.
Aaron Bailey, happy birthday, buddy. Happy birthday indeed, my boy. All right. So, yeah, I like Vanderbilt. Alabama, Miami. Dude, these are the two most difficult teams in college baseball to bet. Alabama has been slaw for a month. Miami, you can't ever bet on them because you have no idea what they're going to do. But whoever wins that game Friday, Alabama, Miami, they could do some damage here. Florida State, I like them. Oregon State, Millsy said he might be the only Oregon State hater. Look, I mean, USC has just completely stopped hitting. But if it picks back up, look the hell out. But if you're going to give me Oregon State at plus money, I'll take it. You know what I mean? All right, let's jump to the next one here. All right, you see it? North Carolina Regional, Oregon Regional, Coastal Carolina Regional, and the Auburn Regional. What do you think here, DJ?
Not looking like it's going to be too much that's not just chalk for me on this side of it, but I really like North Carolina. I really like Oregon. This, the Conway Regional, though, I like Florida. I do think East Carolina could be a sleeper there. And I think Coastal Carolina is set up for a letdown here because of the bracket and who they got. Not saying that's 100% going to happen. I could be completely wrong and just off on that, but I just look at that and I think Florida could be a sleeper there. And I really like the way that they played it last year, where they were one of the teams where really set up their pitching to go against who they wanted, and that really put them through, or as far as they got. And then the last one, I love Stenson. I'm so happy that they got in and my boy got in, but
Your
yeah, they
boy.
got yeah, but they got Auburn, and that's where I lean with them. And I agree that North Carolina State comes in just not hot enough. They're a team that lots of people like, but they've been struggling, and I think Auburn has that one.
Yeah, Auburn's got a nice home field advantage there. Clearly, I'm going North Carolina. I don't trust Oklahoma at all. I do trust Nebraska. Nebraska plus 750 could be interesting, but even still, North Carolina can pitch. They can hit. They're really difficult to beat. And to beat them twice at home, it's going to be tough. I love Oregon here in this regional. Nothing against the other three teams, but I'm not gonna spend too much time overthinking this one. I like Oregon. I'm with you on the Coastal Carolina regional. Watch the hell out for Florida, man. Watch out. That Florida East Carolina game on Friday is going to be solid. Watch out for Florida. And then, yeah, I'm with you on Auburn. NC State is dangerous, but I don't think enough. Like I'm going Auburn. I'm not going to overthink that one. Step over to the right side here. We got the Texas regional, we got the UCLA regional, Ole Miss regional, and Georgia regional. So TJ, I throw it over to you again, man. What do you think?
Yeah, I'll just touch on B Mill's comment about Witherspoon, the good one, not the bad one. There's the one good brother and one bad one. But yeah, you're right. Whenever he's on the mound for Oklahoma, bet on him. Okay, I'll get into this. Yeah, I really like Texas in their region. They're one of my favorites for the whole series, so really like them. And then I think Arizona State could come out of this Los Angeles regional. I know everybody really likes UC Irvine. I do too, because I like them at plus 310. I just don't know if we were getting them at a different number, if I would jump on them as much, just because Arizona State, UCLA, that's going to be a tough one. But I put the bet in. I do hope that UC Irvine comes out, because I'm riding with the crew. Really like Ole Miss. They have really good pitching. Hunter Elliott, as we featured earlier on in the year. But I think Georgia Tech could be problems. I think that they may come in there and they got chip on their shoulder and something to prove here. So I think that that's going to be a toss-up in that regional, but wouldn't really look at any of those like Western Kentucky and Murray. I think those will just be games that they're just lining each other up to set up the Ole Miss Georgia Tech game. And then the last one there, Georgia Duke. I don't know who to trust. I think that's a stay away from me. I haven't put anything on it. I haven't looked too much into it. Georgia's just been letting me down all year. I know they can hit and mash. They hit tons of home runs, and that's really good in this tournament. Just don't know if with, Oklahoma State and Duke, you never know with those teams. They could show up. They could not show up. It could be a walk for Georgia, or it could just be a walk for Duke.
Dude, I'm with you there. Okay, so Texas, yeah. Now, here's the thing. Texas and also the West Coast. I don't want to play teams that are in the same state. I don't if I'm Texas now, again, I bet Texas to win it. Texas has unbelievable pitching. They're phenomenal. But dude, UTSA is not bad. If they get past Kansas State, things could get interesting, especially if Texas doesn't score. That's their problem a lot of times, man. Like, they could beat you 3-1 because they have the pitching to do it. Also understand this, that in tournament baseball, okay, pitching is so important, because if let's say you're Houston Christian, all right, and you're playing Texas in game 1 on Friday, you're probably going to lose. Now you're in the losers bracket of that region, and you can't lose any more games. So if Houston Christian does make it to the, quote unquote, the championship of the like having to beat Texas twice, and you went through all your pitchers, right? Starter, because teams will use starters as bullpen guys, because it's do or die. Your season is over, right? I'll give you the perfect example. 2 years ago, LSU and Florida are playing in the national championship. In the national championship, and Paul Skeens was set to pitch, the starter. And you know what LSU did? They surprised everybody and said, we are starting our closer. And Paul Skeens, our normal starter, is going to be our closer because we think that we can get up on you, first 5 inning, whatever, and then we'll bring in Paul Skeens to end the game and shut your ass down. And LSU won the national championship. So you will see all kinds of crazy stuff. So just be prepared. All right. So UCLA again. I went UC Irvine. If UCLA's bats show up, they'll win this. But if they don't, look out. Any of these four could win, theoretically. Ole Miss, watch out for Georgia Tech. They got a chip on the shoulder. Watch out for Western Kentucky. They're not bad. And Murray State, the Racers, I love it. And then in Athens, I'm with you on Georgia. They're kind of like Tennessee. Last month, they haven't been hitting really at all. It's sporadic. The hell? You notice I didn't bet this regional. What the hell do we do with Duke? This is going to be one where we play it game by game by game by game. All right, and we're gonna follow pitching. We're gonna follow all that. Yeah. Millsy said you could parlay regional winners on ESPN also. Boom, there we go. All right.
I would just add too that with the games and how they're set up, like, sorry, I'm pointing at a screen. Nobody can see that. So it's LSU plays Little Rock, DBU plays Rhode Island, and that's how they all are, right? Yep. So these teams who are sitting in the 2-3 spots, I like those teams to have a really strong game against a really good opponent, like your 2-3, you're not taking it easy, and then riding that win into the next one. Like when you were saying there that UTSA plays Kansas State, right? Yeah, I think that if Kansas wins that, wow, riding into that next game, look out, because they are a team that when they actually get a little bit of confidence, they play really well. So I'm a little bit worried about them too, but I would just say that those teams that get to play the 2-3 and then go on to play the 1, a little bit of an advantage in a way, the way that I see it anyways. And what do you think about that loser mentality? What does that do for your team where you're like, yeah, we're starting that guy who's not that good today because we shouldn't win this game?
Yep. Yeah. It's something, and you're going to see it. Like, you're going to absolutely see it. And, okay, so let's use the LSU one. So if you're LSU, you're playing Little Rock. LSU actually very much might start their number 2 on Friday. Save their number 1 for Saturday. They could save their number 1 for Sunday. Like, teams get all kinds of creative with their pitching. But my point is this. If you're LSU, right, or any of these 1 seeds, what you want to do is you want to come out and score. And you want to score as many flipping runs as possible, because then you can get your starter out of the game and you can use him middle relief if you should need him. Start him in, if you win Friday and Saturday and then the team's going to have to beat you twice. All right. You can pull him back and start him in game 2. Like, there's insurance plays here. But if you're LSU, on top of that, what you want is Rhode Island, all right, to put up a ton of runs, as many as possible on Dallas Baptist. You want that game to go long. You want Dallas Baptist pitching to have to go to their bullpen over and over and over and over, right? So, yeah, man, like there's a lot of ways. Tizzle says, I'm saving my ace for when I need him most, personally. Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. Abby says, a lot of humidity in the South this weekend. Yes, and in the Discord, all right, I've got the weather map for all 16 regional stadiums, all right, of just those, because now that's all we need. And I'll do the same thing for the 8 that are hosting super regionals. And remember this too. So you see the teams that are hosting regionals, the top 16 seeds. If you're the top 8 seeds, theoretically, you can host both regionals and super regionals if you get through. So you play all your games at home until the College World Series, right? So keep that in mind as well. All right, so yeah, I like LSU here. Clemson regional, there's going to be a billion runs in this one. Kentucky, West Virginia, like there's going to be so many runs. And again, remember, no run rules now. You can be up 30-0. Now, Knoxville regional. We need to talk about this. Look out for Cincinnati. Cincinnati plus 750 is not a bad. If you're looking to just throw, couple dollars on a team with a high juice number, Andrew, good to see you, buddy. Have a good day. Cincinnati's not a bad play here. Not a bad play. Sandberg said Southern Miss could save JB Middleton for game 2. I mean, you're going to see all kinds of stuff, man. 100%. Look, I'll also say this. So the Knoxville Regionals played at Lindsey Nelson Stadium in Knoxville, obviously. It is an unbelievably short porch all over. You're going to see home runs all over the board. And it's on a mountain. Like, what else do you like? Like Tennessee doesn't lose many games at home. It's because they hit 19 home runs. Georgia's the same way. All right. Suki, feel like it's a perfect market for round robin. Yes. Put them together. Yeah. Tizzle, we're going to need to jump on some of these overs to suit. Yes, we are. Absolutely. Tennessee, I'm telling you, go look it up. Lindsey Nelson's beautiful. But it's on a damn mountain. It's on a mountain on a hill. Like, if you look at home plate looking out, there's trees. You're at the start of the Appalachian Mountains, all right? And right behind the fence, dude, is a 70-foot drop right into the Tennessee River. It's wild. There's going to be a ton of runs scored in this one. All right, last one, Fayetteville, Arkansas. Yeah, I like Arkansas. Now, Kansas and Creighton. Look, nothing against North Dakota State. Respect. Kansas and Creighton is kind of like Creighton and Nebraska. Like, these teams know each other, and these teams are good. Really good. Again, it's going to be brutal to beat Arkansas because they have everything. But Kansas is going to mash. Yeah, spelled out. Kansas will mash. Joe said you don't need to respect North Dakota State. and Creighton can play too. That's going to be a hell of a game on Friday. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of runs. All right, so I didn't ask you your thoughts here. What do you think?
Yeah, I got LSU running away with that one. Clemson's in a little tough, but I like them. I'm surprised you're getting them at plus money, but and then you're close to this one, so I understand. But yeah, I got Tennessee. I know that they've been struggling a little lately, and you are right. The Cincinnati at plus 750 just jumps out at you. That's a high number for that. But then when you go to that Arkansas, I actually think minus 450 is a horrible number for them. I know that, Kansas and Creighton are who they are, and Arkansas is a great team, but minus 450, like, that's untouchable. I thought they would be more around like minus 200, minus 250 in this. So I'm very surprised to see them at such a big number there. Kind of throwing me off, something I won't touch. And how do you say that regional story? Maybe. What's the pronunciation of that?
Fayetteville?
Fayetteville. Thank you. I didn't want to say it and just brutally destroy it. So I figured I'd just ask for help. What they teach in school.
That's a sign of strength right there. Fayetteville. Yeah. Pretty close to Bentonville, the home.
Yeah, I really like
Walmart.
Arkansas in that series. Love Arkansas in that regional. I just can't touch it at minus 450. Even putting it in a parlay, it's like I could see Kansas or Creighton really getting on them. So minus 450 is a horrible number, I think.
It's big. Now, we're going to play a game, and then we'll get to Major League Baseball because I know the show's going long. So Z-Money says, said it before, but I need to take some serious inventory of my College World Series future winner futures and to make College World Series for these regional plays. Yeah. B-Mill says we need AB to try to pronounce. I'll do it every day. I'll do it tomorrow. So Z-Money, back to what you said. Okay. We'll do that tomorrow. Okay. Because that's absolutely smart. But we're going to start it with, we've got regional winners. Now, understand the way these are paired, super regionals, you'll have one winner of each of these regionals, the pot of 4. Okay. And they're lined up. Whoever wins the Knoxville regional is going to play whoever wins the Fayetteville regional. Could be Tennessee and Arkansas. Arkansas would host. So that's how it works. So I say all that to say this. Let's play a very fun but fast game. I'm going to give you 3 slides, okay, of teams to just make the College World Series, meaning they have to win the regional, win the super regional. The way super regionals work, all right, like I said, they'll pair up the winner of each regional, all right, and play those 2 teams in a best of 3 series, okay? So first team to win 2 games. You'll play Friday, you play Saturday, and if you need a game on Sunday, you'll do it Sunday, all right? To make the College World Series, so I'm going to give you 3 slides. I want you to pick one team on each slide, and I'll do the same. So we're going to go from, juiciest odds all the way down. All right, so slide 1. To make the College World Series, who you got?
I'm going to take Oregon.
Ooh, plus 170. Okay. I'll take LSU, minus 115. Although Vanderbilt's got a great draw. Auburn's got a great draw. Next slide.
I'll take Southern Mississippi.
Ooh.
The chalk.
Okay. God, I want to take Duke. I want to do it.
I could tell by the pause. I was like, he doesn't want to say it.
I want to do it.
I don't hate it.
No. I'll take Alabama. No, I'll take UC Irvine.
It's a great number.
All right. Now we're getting into, countering our Millsy said no, countering our plays here, but we're just doing this for fun, like of a team that could get there. All right. Final slide. Anybody here that you see? And again, this is just make the College World Series.
Yeah.
And Matty Boy said in the chat, I hope Duke gets dog walked for what they've done to us this year. Matty Boy, I'm with you. All right. Anybody here, big odds that could make it?
East Carolina standing out to me. I just don't feel like it's like plausible or they could do it. But yeah, I'm gonna say East Carolina. Creighton too.
I like it. No love for Little Rock, huh? Give me Nebraska. Give me the Nebraska boys. They have fun. I like them. Yeah, I'll go.
Yeah, I like that team too.
Yeah, I mean, this whole slide is brutal. Like,
but if you did hit this, you'd feel smart.
Oh yeah, you'd feel great. You'd feel great. All right, so we'll keep going through college baseball because there's going to be more ways coming out. Because guess what else that you could bet? You could bet over under on wins. All right, losses. Like, there's all kinds of ways that are going to come out of how to play these. So we're going to break them down each day.